You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about Pat McAfee because Pat McAfee's salary with ESPN has been revealed, and he's making a hell of a lot of money. In fact, he is now up in rarefied air territory of Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. And yes, he is making more money than Stephen A. Smith, and it's not that close, to be honest with you. This obviously is the reason why he is giving up his quote-unquote independent status, something he's received a lot of backlash for. I'm not thrilled about it because the fact is Pat McAfee's show and his podcast grew because he was an alternative to Disney and the Mouse. Plain and simple, sometimes I'm baffled by the fact that a lot of these guys don't realize that are of sort of independent voices. You are in very large part what you have become because you weren't ESPN. And I understand you did some stuff involving ESPN, College Game Day, which you will still do. And look, you did what you think you needed to do. I'm not going to hate on you for it. But when you see these massive ratios of downvotes to likes and you see views that are down, well, there's a reason for that. People hate ESPN. People have walked away from ESPN studio shows. They don't want ESPN to get their eyeballs in their business. That's the reason outside of live sports, ESPN's ratings are terrible. Their studio shows are trash. People are sick of the political agendas. Hell, John just dropped a video where ESPN's going to raise the damn transgender flag during Pride Month at ESPN. That's why people have quit watching and turned to shows like Pat McAfee that was on YouTube and, of course, on Pod. All the credit in the world to the guy for building this brand. I don't hate on him for that, and I understand, I don't know what was going on with FanDuel. Maybe there was something behind the scenes that nobody knows about. Maybe FanDuel was trying to get Pat McAfee to give up some creative control. And I understand Pat is saying he will remain in control of his show. Unfortunately, ESPN is involved, and I just don't think that many people believe that. That's just being truthful. That's being honest. I know I don't buy it, and I don't believe it. That's just these days, that's Disney for you. So let's get to this. Outkick. Pat McAfee's ESPN contract details released. It will make him a very wealthy man. Pat McAfee's ESPN deal reportedly is for a staggering amount of cash. The sports network boldly inked a deal to bring in Pat McAfee's daily show in what is best described as a Hail Mary attempt to gain viewers. Yeah, they've lost viewers. They've lost people like me that used to watch their studio shows because they brought political ideologies into it. And it doesn't matter if some shows don't have it because the network has it in large, and that's a problem. While ESPN don't believe it's a problem, look at Target and look at Bud Light. There you go. While ESPN routinely does very stupid things, signing Pat McAfee is one of the smartest things the network has done in recent memory. Yeah, from ESPN's standpoint, I'd be breaking my back trying to sign Pat. I get that. A lot of those viewers are not going to come with him. It's a sign the once highly respected sports network recognizes something drastic needs to be done in order to save the company. McAfee gets paid. It was initially rumored that Pat McAfee was going to earn around $10 million annually. The actual number is significantly higher. McAfee's ESPN deal is worth $85 million over 5 years. According to the New York Post, that means McAfee's deal averages $17 million annually. Wow. Pat McAfee's original deal with FanDuel was for $120 million over 4 years, but whispers of issues apparently didn't make it nearly as enticing. As part of the deal, McAfee's show will air on ESPN outlets, and he will appear on College Game Day. The former Colts punter also retains creative control of his show. We will see. So not only did he get paid major money, but he didn't even have to give up control of the show that made him a household name. The $17 million annual salary will make him one of the wealthiest people in all of sports media. He is in the same general ballpark as Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, Kurt Herbstreit, and a few others. And in case you're wondering right now, Stephen A. Smith has got to be madder than a damn hornet because his salary is around $12 million a year. $8 million base and a $4 million in bonus incentives. He's going to be making about $5 million a year less than Pat McAfee. I hate that for you, Stephen A. I think it's poetic justice, and it's funny as hell. There's an argument to be made that McAfee could be worth even more. His daily show might be the biggest of all in sports. His audience is incredibly young compared to traditional TV viewers. It dominates on Twitter and on social media. If the plan works, it could save ESPN. For $17 million a year, ESPN is getting a bargain. It's always great to see someone get their money, especially when they're great. A great guy by all accounts. Yeah, Pat McAfee seems like a super dude. He does. I'm not hating on the guy on a personal level. It's just, again, you wonder if people realize this is why the company, this is why shows blew up, grew, and why they gained such a following. And at the heart of it wasn't ESPN. It wasn't. I mean, look, I'm not crazy. I see it in our subscriber base all the time. People don't want to watch ESPN anymore. The only reason they will is because, hell, Monday Night Football's on there. And SEC football and some of the other college football games. But as far as studio shows go, nah, people are out on them. They really are. So I think it's hilarious that Stephen A. Smith is making $5 million less than Pat McAfee. Now, these other guys they showed the names of, these are guys that actually do games. So as a studio personality, wow, it's a hell of a lot of money. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.